Hey everyone, it's Nick with Us versus Herd. I want to go over why I sold my Tesla stock for roughly 110% gain. If this is your first time on this channel and you like this video, hit the subscribe button and push that like button if you could. But as you can see here on Robinhood, February 2016, I bought 3 shares at $150 a share, and then on November 16th, I sold it for $314.40. So back in, if you're looking on the chart here, back in November, right in here, right after earnings here. And I just kind of want to go over why I sold it. Right now, I'm neither bearish or bullish on Tesla. At the end of the day, I really just don't know. And that's one of the main reasons why I sold it, is because it could go either way. If you're looking at this chart for this year, we really haven't gone anywhere. This is the 1-year chart. You know, we spiked up to 389 here, and then really it's just been in a range. I have made quite a bit of money just trading options on it, selling premium, because as you can see here, it's been a lot of great two-sided action. You know, there's been support here at 300 and then resistance up here at 350, which is making it very nice to trade options with. But for long-term holding stocks, you know, I just wasn't sure. When I'm not sure where a stock is going, or in terms of the business, it's time to let go. When you don't understand a company anymore, or you don't understand where you think the stock is going, it was just time for me to take my profits and kind of reevaluate from there. Now, I think Tesla's an amazing company. Their product's amazing. They do have the EV game on lock. However, the problem has been execution. You know, if you look at in recent news, for instance, Tesla has been having a hard time meeting its deadlines. It's had issues with their factories. There's been fires. There's people stealing stuff. They've been having a very hard time with meeting their production goals, and this has been going on for a long time. Like, Elon has overpromised and underdelivered for the last 3 or 4 years, and people are kind of now calling this bluff. Yeah, the stock has been moving up, and it's up, you know, from 244, went up to 370. Now it's back down to 290. They got earnings in a couple days, and people are, I mean, it's nothing new that if you look at like Tesla earnings and you look at the news, or just look at Tesla in general, you know, day after day, it's just negative news. And this is nothing new. I mean, people have been doing this for a long time, because there's a lot of people that don't like what he's doing. You know, the big short investor is betting against Tesla. Tesla's board has a PR problem. Now, one thing I will say about Seeking Alpha, you know, take all their articles with a grain of salt, because it's just some dude with his opinion, kind of like me. But do your own due diligence to make sure, you know, it lines up. Just don't read a headline and sell your stock. Why Tesla stock fell today and how much worse it can get. UBS predicts Tesla shares will drop 30% in 12 months. And the one major problem that maybe really sell the stock is their debt load and their cash flow. Right now they have $10 billion in debt. They need to constantly raise cash to stay in business or to keep making their cars. They've been losing money on their cars, even though the cost of the batteries are going down. And they have this 500,000, almost 500,000 wait list for the Model 3. And while that's good, it's not good if you can't collect or you can't produce. You know, if you're there right now, I think it was they produced 5,000 a week, and it's kind of weird. Bloomberg has their own little tracker. You know, this is pretty biased when it says we built our own model to estimate weekly output of the car that could make or break Elon Musk's master plan. So there's a lot of people that want him to fail, and major media outlets want him to fail. And you know, there's a lot of money, GM and Ford, and there's a lot of money in oil, and there's a lot of money in a lot of different things if you really look into it. And what Elon's doing is kind of trying to break all that apart, which is great, but at the end of the day, you can only get so far on a dream, and you need profits. You need money to keep going. Otherwise, you're going to get crushed by everyone else. And they've been rolling out, you know, almost 5,000 per week. A couple weeks ago, a couple months ago, last month, it pushed out. This was July 1st, so earlier in this month. Tesla pushed out 7,000 cars last week. But if you think about it, if they push out 7,000 or 5,000 cars a week, you know, it's going to take them a few years to get through that reservation list, on top of getting people that outside of the reservation list that want one. There's probably a lot of people that don't want to add their name to that just because it's already going to take so long. And by the time the people, let's say if you're part of that 500,000, by the time that let's say next year, maybe you need a car like tomorrow, you need a car in 6 months. You can't wait for the Model 3 to drop, and then so you're going to give your money to somebody else. Also, starting in 2020, there's going to be some strict competition for Mercedes and all the other luxury brands. They have their own EV models coming out. It's going to get tougher and tougher, and the price for the Model 3, they said it was $35,000, but most of them aren't coming off. They haven't started production of that base model yet. So, at the end of the day, it came down to cash flow. How much are they generating, and if they can sustain business. That's the biggest thing right now. Can they stay in business? Can they push forward, meet the demand, and have enough money to stay in business? And right now, for myself, I didn't want to put my own money at risk. We had, since I bought it here in 2 years ago, 2016. We had a nice ramp up, and if you look at 2015. Let's go back 3 years. It was kind of doing the same sideways action until it really broke out in 2017 here. It really broke out. We did have a crazy stock market, so that'll help, but they haven't really met. They're losing money every quarter. They don't have any cash. They have a 10 billion debt load that they need to make payments on, and they're probably going to have to take out some more loans here. Also, as like rising interest rates come, it's going to be difficult to handle that debt and maintain that debt, because you're going to have to make payments on that. So interest rates are going to be going up, and you're going to have to make payments on that debt as interest rates adjust. And I know that their bonds are now considered like junk bond status and all that. So, for the business side, if you take away the cars, you take away, the dream, you take away all that, if you just look at the business itself, it's not something that I wanted to invest in now. I'll keep investing or trading options on it, short-term options. I'll still sell put spreads, call spreads, whatever the case is. But for right now, for the long term, I'm not really looking to invest in a company that it could potentially go bankrupt. And, last week, Facebook lost 20% in value. And, if they have a bad earnings here, this stock can go 50%, like nothing. So there's a lot of people shorting it. So that's one thing, Elon Musk has been on Twitter. He taunts the shorts, especially when it goes up, but he's been pretty quiet lately because he hasn't been meeting his own deadlines, and also the stock has really gone nowhere. We've had some great opportunities. So for trading, if you're trading this, there's some great opportunities here. Some really quick money on trading as you see quick swing ups, sharp falls down. So whether you're long or short or neutral, there seems to be a lot of money to be made. But if you're just buying the stock outright, it's not something that I really wanted to tie my money up in. I wanted to put my money to better use in that case. So, maybe when Tesla becomes profitable, and if they get over this hump and they start generating money and the business starts doing what better, you can always buy the stock back. There's no problem with that. You can't, I'm probably not going to get $150 a share ever again. But, if the company starts doing better, unless it cuts in half, of course, but if the company starts doing better and things are looking better for them, I definitely wouldn't mind buying the stock again. So, of course, this is just my opinion. Do your own research before you invest any money. I'm just laying out why I sold my stock. I didn't own a lot of stock. I had 3 shares, but that doubled, and it was a pretty nice return in terms of the percentage return in about a year and a half. So, I definitely wanted to invest longer. I was thinking the 5 to 10 year plan, but the business is looking very unsustainable right now, and as you can see, the stock price is showing that. A lot of tremors in here. So, if you have questions, or if you're invested or you're trading this, definitely want to know your opinion. Leave a comment below. Please like and subscribe to this channel.